Hi and welcome back to the channel. So that was Siren's Call by Ryan Thomas. It is my new favourite thing in the whole world to play with. Multi-track demo. Yeah, I got a bit overexcited about this in the Forbidden Planet video. And it is brilliant. Like I said, that was Siren's Call, and I'm going to play another one of Ryan Thomas's on the outro as well. There's a big list in this one because Forbidden Planet there was about 5, so there's about a dozen in this one. So there's a lot of different composers in this one, but I do like Ryan's, and Ryan does the kind of walkthroughs. So I'll leave a link to one of those in the description as well. So he's pretty good. He's very enthusiastic, Ryan. I do like him. So today I am going to explore Hollywood Fantasy Orchestra. So what the hell is it all about? Right, so introducing Hollywood Fantasy Orchestra, a brand new orchestra that includes everything you need to create fantasy film, television and game soundtracks. Produced by Sound Titans Doug Rogers and Nick Phoenix, Hollywood Fantasy Orchestra includes unique ensembles of traditional and world instruments that have been featured in the biggest movies and games in history. It was recorded in full stereo mic placement in the historic EastWest Studio 1, the same recording studio as our legendary Hollywood Orchestra series, and includes all of the features in EastWest's Opus player. If you're scoring the next big fantasy epic or medieval tale, you need Hollywood Fantasy strings, brass, winds, percussion, voices, and the Hollywood Fantasy Orchestrator. And there they are there. So we've got, like I said, winds, brass, strings, percussion, including various drums and other instruments, and the voices. So there's a lot more female voices, and there's some male choirs as well. So like I said, this is just the best thing ever. Never seen anything like this on a website. So Chapter 1, Hollywood Fantasy Strings. So it is the first iteration of Hollywood Fantasy Orchestra, putting 5 of the most iconic instruments from the medieval, Renaissance and Baroque eras at your fingertips, alongside brand new stylized recordings from modern day orchestral musicians. It includes true legato, diverse articulations, everything you need to produce the perfect fantasy cue to the highest professional standards. What are you getting? Let's just have a wee look and see. So this is the UI. So it's not quite as exciting as Forbidden Planet. It doesn't have any XY pads and moving moons. But so you've got kind of like three moods. You've got soft, classic and epic. And you've got microphone placements here. You've got few MIDI controls, and you've got a kind of ADSR, and you've got a library articulations and the mic positions there. But you do have the MIDI tools, the automation and the articulations as well in Opus. And each of them follow the same style. So you get 3 Hardanger fiddles, you get 3 lutes, you get violas, cellos, is that the plural of cellos? Celli and basses, and you get violins and violas. Now, I am more of a fan of violas, I have to say. So let's just have a hear of the Hardanger fiddle, which apparently is from Norway. I wouldn't have known that. It's similar to a violin, but with a more vibrant, brilliant quality owing to its body construction and double string. So it's been used in Lord of the Rings and God of War, and and it sounds rather nice. So we've got lutes, like I said, viola. Let's have a hear of the viola. I do like them. So this is a viola da gamba. It's similar in shape and sound to a cello. This lush full spectrum instrument is an ancestor of the modern string ensemble. See the stuff you learn on this channel. And that sounds rather nice as well. I'm not going to play all of them because this is going to go on too long. Got some mountain dulcimers as well. Let's just hear that. So this is kind of Middle East. So the true origins of the mountain dulcimer lie in the Middle East, after which it evolved in Europe and was brought to the Appalachian Mountains by early Scottish and Irish settlers. There we go. Not like the Scottish to get involved. So it's been used by some of the biggest musicians, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Beatles. Its character is similar to the mandolin. So yeah, and we've got hurdy-gurdies as well. So Hollywood Brass puts the grandeur of some of history's most iconic brass instruments at your fingertips. Let's just scroll down. Look at the graphics on this are brilliant, aren't they? Look at it. Right, assemble your mightiest army. We have got Wagner tubas. Right, let's have a bit of Wagner. So this has been used in Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Jurassic Park, Skyrim, World of Warcraft. So there's flugelhorns, and I do like a flugelhorn, alpenhorns, and trombones, cymbassos, but I don't know what a cymbassos is, and a tuba. So chapter 3, Winds. Hollywood Fantasy Winds presents an array of ethereal, majestic woodwind instruments that transcend the modern orchestra, complete with true legato and a wide variety of articulations. These winds complete the core orchestral trinity with lyrical strings and brilliant brass, giving you the texture you need to complete a true melodic fantasy ensemble. And it has one of my favourite things, thanks to Ergo Cook, and that is the ocarina. So that's what that is, in case you're wondering. So what else we've got? So we've got Irish whistles high, Irish whistles low. We've got Renaissance flutes. Let's have a listen to the flute. Right, so this is a wooden flute, similar to the tone of a concert flute. It provides a rounder and more mellow sound, similar to that of an ancient recorder. Very nice it is too. I can't even pronounce that. Uilleann pipes? Uilleann pipes? No idea. This Celtic classic from the 1700s has been used in countless scores like Braveheart, Titanic. Its construction is similar to that of the bagpipes. Right, well, we'll avoid that because I hate the flipping bagpipes. Right, ocarinas. Nintendo's iconic game, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, brought this haunting, hollow tone but long forgotten instrument back into the public eye. The ocarina symbol is the perfect choice for soft, expressive passages when whistles and pipes cut through a little too sharply. Right, so chapter 4, the percussion. So we've got drums in the deep as opposed to rolling in the deep. So we've selected each instrument in this collection to span every setting imaginable, so that no matter the scoring task, you will have the tools to not only underscore the drama on screen, but to wrap up the audience in an entirely new, fantastical world. We have got 3 dobrins. If you've ever listened to Celtic folk music, try not to really. Chances are you're familiar with the rich quality of the bob. Right, so there's no music samples for these. So that's a bit of a shame. We've got grand cassas, large taikos. Now, most of us have seen a taiko. So this drum likely needs no introduction due to its omnipresence in video game and film scores. We recorded a tight-knit ensemble to provide the glorious bassy rumble these massive drums are famed for. Their ominous low end simply can't be beaten. Okamani, The Last Samurai and countless other soundtracks have used taikos for their incredible tone and power. 600-pound Nagada ensemble. Chen Chen? So they're Balinese cymbals. They've got a splashy resonant character for background ambience. Like I said, there's a lot of weird stuff that I've never seen or heard of. Crotales are chromatic cymbals that blend the quality of a glockenspiel and wind chimes. There's a cymbal and gonging cymbal, a collection of assorted struck, rolled and tapped metals whenever you need a dose of inspiration. And then this is the weirdest one I've ever seen, the goat nail shaker. Why would you make... So this unique shaker is a collection of hoof trimmings gathered by indigenous people while milking their goats. I mean, what the is this all about? The result is a dry, brittle rattle, ideal for underscoring eerie, mystical rituals performed by ancient cultures. Goat nails and cheng chengs, right? We don't need any more goat nails. We've got a krakib. I've no idea. North African castanets, right, with a similar tone to the cheng cheng, but with a rounder timbre and lower in pitch. And then metal shaker, and we've got the Nagara rub effects, and it just keeps going on and on. Nagara Anashiko, orchestral bell ensemble, and orchestral metallurgy snare ensemble. Toms, that is a lot of percussion. I have to say that is chapter 5. Fantasy voices. Now, this is more like it. There's a world of difference between a trained singer and a vocalist who has perfected true cinematic fantasy singing. And with Hollywood fantasy voices in hand, you can finally bridge that gap in your scores. We meticulously built this collection from the ground up with multiple microphone positions, portmanteau control, mood, soft, classic and epic, so you can command the mythical fantasy vocals you need for your newest epic soundtrack. Let's have a look at these then. So Journey to the Elven Lands. There's no sound demos on these either. Right, okay. They've got sustains, legato, elvish words, and phrases. Elven words. If you've ever wanted your own personal elvish singer, you're in luck. Meritha recorded 60 different words from Tolkien's original language across a range of notes, which you can perform in isolation or chain together to create your own unique phrases and sentences. How cool is that? Phrases instantly set the mood for brooding, somber and ominous fantasy scores when you need a strong vocal line but don't know what melody to write and you want maximum realism and emotion. These ad-lib phrases let you create the perfect part by playing a single note. And then we've got choir. Hollywood fantasy voices wouldn't be complete without a full choir to back up your solo singer, so we've included ethereal male and female groups with different vowels to provide a rich palette to underscore the most gallant and potent moments in any project. Chapter 6 is the Orchestrator. So, create music in the style of Hollywood's greatest fantasy film, television and game soundtracks in seconds. Well, I find that hard to believe. By playing a few simple chords with one hand and shaping expression with the other, developed in collaboration with Sonoscore, Hollywood Fantasy Orchestrator features hundreds of customizable presets built with the world instruments from the Fantasy Orchestra series and allow you to create real-time arrangements based on your MIDI input with our innovative scoring engine. I might have a look at that in a separate video, I think. Compose fantasy scores in seconds. Well, you keep saying that, but it's going to take longer than seconds, I'll tell you that. Ensembles allow you to quickly create rich orchestral arrangements with presets that combine instruments into various string, brass, winds, percussion, choral and full orchestra ensembles. So you've got ostinatos, you've got scores, you've got user, and you've got new voice instrument section. Put the power of singer Mary Soldveldt's majestic voice at your fingertips and add a full men and women's choir to provide a rich ethereal palette. Important note, right, so Hollywood Fantasy Orchestra uses instruments from all 5 parts of the Hollywood Fantasy Orchestra series and is not a standalone product. It requires either perpetual product license for each of the libraries, a Hollywood Fantasy Orchestra bundle license, or a Composer Cloud Plus subscription license. So let's have a look at the pricing for, so the complete collection is $249, which is pretty reasonable, I think you will agree, compared to like Westwood Instruments, Native Instruments, who don't even have a fantasy orchestra. Good, I mean, it is half price at the moment, so I don't know how long that's going to be going for. $249 is £198 or €238. But you can't buy them individually, so they are $59 each, which is 47 quid or €57. So you could buy, whichever ones you wanted. But the Orchestrator as well is 59. So you can obviously buy the 5 of them without, or you could buy 2 or 3 or whatever you want. But I mean, to be honest, you're probably better just buying the whole thing because you get the Orchestrator as well. So you can either buy that outright or you could get the subscription service, which gets every single EastWest instrument, and that is $150 for a year, which is 120 quid or basically €150 as well. And importantly, system requirements. Now you need macOS 10.13, which is Ventura. So luckily I have got that. You also need Windows 10 and you need a fair old bit of RAM. They recommended 32 gigabit RAM. So I've got 24, so the minimum is a quad core and 16 gig of RAM, and the recommended is an 8 core and 32 gig, so I have not got that. We'll work with Apple Logic Pro 10.0 and above, so most of us are on that. If not version 11, which is what I am on. So you can't get version 11 until you have Ventura installed. That is a kind of not very quick overview of Fantasy Orchestra. I'm going to have a look at this in Opus, and I'm going to go through each individual instrument and play a bit and just see how they work together. So that is it for today, and as usual, if you are enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I am going to play out with another of Ryan Thomas's demos. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.